So what happened? We just like changed our plan and did a full gut renovation after all, which is what honestly secretly what I wanted to do anyways, but it was just more time consuming. Um and the moral of the story is that even the worst case scenario can turn into a triple digit flip. I wholeheartedly believe that we sold that house the way we sold it at a triple digit margin because we did the full gut reno. We would have been in a good position just doing the cosmetics, but again, growth opportunity. Don't drown on it, swim on it.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil, and today I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, Maria Perry, who has been making serious moves in the investing space, working a lot with creative financing projects. So excited to have you here today, Maria.
Thank you. Thank you so much for welcoming me to this space. I'm excited to chat with you too.
Of course, I think our listeners are really going to take something away from how you're working with creative transactions and affordable housing projects. So let's dive in. Just first off, for those that are not familiar with you and your world, can you give the short version of what your main focus is?
So we are focusing right now on affordable housing. We are heavily investing in mobile homes, not just parks, but land home packages. So we can put safe, clean, brand new housing in the hands of people that is in the market at a different price point that now the market offers. We also have a sizable portfolio of single family homes. They're all rental that we acquire 100% using creative financing or the burn method. We do quite a bit of fix and flips that we're redirecting now to the manufactured housing. We do transaction coordinating, and I'm also an agent in North Carolina.
Amazing. So, are you operating solely in North Carolina, or is your business, more spread out in other states nationwide?
We operate anywhere nationwide. Our niche is about 20 miles out of any military base. The military has a special space in our heart as we were a military family for over 20 years. My husband retired after 22 years of service. So about 20 miles out of every gate is our niche, but we heavily invest in North Carolina and Texas, but basically anywhere that there is a base that we can help.
Absolutely. I love that. So, what have been some of the main keys to keeping your business running smoothly?
I think it definitely is to get the right partnerships and um the right information to what is coming. We are always thinking 3-4 months ahead. So we always have more than one exit strategy for everything we do. We rely heavily on private lenders. So we always want to make sure that we can get back to them on time. Um, So we're always looking to.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Not predict, but keep a close eye onto what's coming. We're trying to stay abreast of the changes of the market rather than just do our predictable ARV or time on the market and stuff like that. So we're just trying to be more prepared than usual.
Amazing. That is so important, the having the right people on your side. So, what got you started with this business?
So being a military spouse, I had to reinvent myself every 4 years or so. I'm also an immigrant. I came from Paraguay. I was born and raised there. I come from banking. So I was eventually a bank manager. I worked for the Department of State a little bit while we were posted overseas. And then eventually I realized that two things. I wanted to create something that I could take with me, that it was portable, that I can do wherever I was, so I didn't have to like leave it where I was. And second, I wanted to do something meaningful. I wanted to do something that it would actually create an impact and leave its footprint in my immediate society. And housing is a big issue around military bases always. It's either not enough or is not suitable. So we very rarely have a luxury to have plentiful of it. So I decided that that was a niche I wanted to tackle, and so far so good.
Amazing. Yeah, that is such a beautiful story that you used your military background and are now supporting so many people. So I know when we were connecting before our podcast, you mentioned a lot about creative financing. Can you maybe expand onto that for the audience? How that has been something that you have used in your business and yeah, like just ways that you have used that modality.
So for creative finance, we're able to go around some of the challenges that the market presented with the high interest rates, or maybe how difficult it become to apply for a loan, even an investor loan, right? We encounter a lot of people that had an amazing interest rate, but it was completely upside down in price. For example, we have a house that we bought about 350, but it has a 1.9 interest rate. And maybe the house is not the most interesting thing in the market. Maybe the purchase price is not that important, in the sense that if I can absorb the 1.9 interest rate, that's the one thing I can probably never get again, right? So we had people that were stuck at the market at the price point, not to be upside down, or being forced to have a short sale, or maybe even face foreclosure at some point, where we approach them and we use this a modality called subject to, where we kind of wrap that um, mortgage into our new agreement, and we take over. If there is any equity to be paid, we pay it out, or we make an agreement as to how, and then we use them as rentals. It becomes a win-win situation because it kind of like removes a problem from the person that is in a market that is not flowing as it was flowing a couple years ago. And it's a win situation for us because we can't get a 1.9 interest rate anymore. um so it kind of creates a win-win situation that we work in partnership with this sellers, and we absorbed quite a bit of them. The other piece of it is done by Burrs. So we either took them over and seller finance.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Or we did a cash purchase, but mostly on seller finance because, you know, private money cost a little bit more than regular bank loans, right? So if we're able to pay the mortgage and absorb the cost for a while for the owner while we renovate the house, raise the equity, and then are able to refinance, we're able to pay the seller a little bit more in the other side. So it has been very beneficial for us and the sellers that we interacted with.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you expand a little bit more on like some of the specific ways that you are um, getting those creative transactions going?
So usually it starts with an agent that can move the house in the market, and it's starting to become a burden for the homeowner, right? Um, what usually happens is the average family that puts their house for sale, it's there only for a month or so. They have a reason to sell it, right? So it creates a pain point for them to have to maintain two households or potentially two rentals or something like that, right? To have to pay for two homes, even though one of them is empty. So it usually starts with a realtor. Um, or it starts with somebody who's asking for a cash offer. Now, these properties that were acquired between 2020, 2021, as we all know, the prices went up quite a bit. So they have maybe not enough equity in it. So what we do is from there we start. We look at the loan. We see sometimes we have to catch up some of the payments to save them from foreclosure and reestablish the loan. Um, and then from there, we kind of create the agreement that protects both of us. The common question, and I'm going to answer right away, is like, how do I know that this is safe for me? And I'm the seller, right? Well, these agreements usually protect the seller even more than the buyer. And I will tell you why. Because if for whatever reason I stop making the payments for it, I lose the improvements and payments I already made. Everything that I have put into the property, it goes back to the owner. They would say, well, I don't know if I want any more, and that will put me in the same situation. Well, in the average transaction, we normally put already 3 months of payments into a servicing company. So if for whatever reason we stop making the payments, they will be like their portion of the transaction, it would already be reaching default before the bank is in default. You know what I mean? So that creates a barrier of protection that the seller can not be in a situation that from one day to another they're like, oh, you're late in your bank payment. Um, it is completely legal to do that. It is called subject to many of a state contracts actually have it laid out in their own in their state mandated forms. Um, but yeah, it usually starts like that. Or with somebody asking for a cash offer and the cash offer is not sufficient. This is the two main ways that we get people to reach out to us, either an agent or a wholesaler who calls me to tell me I can't reach their price because they owe too much. How can we help them? So then we start looking at the loan and see if we can turn it into a rental.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that process. I think that's going to be so helpful and valuable for people to have these other solutions for, yeah, growing their investment business. Awesome. So, what are some things that you're really focusing right now on scaling or solving in your business?
So we are scaling drastically with mobile homes. Why mobile homes? Because when you're in the single family home business, it gets to a point that you're like, okay, what's next? Usually people moves into multifamily, right? For people that sits in the front, seat, like we do in the driver's seat of our investment. It is not necessarily a syndication. Our way out is like, what are we going to do next that is going to like solidify all the single family individual home investments that we have.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
And we found that mobile homes are an affordable tier, and also addresses a lot of it social markers where we want to move the needle a little bit. We did research, of course, and it looks like the mobile home industry is set to grow about 6% in the next year or so. That is double what the American economy is projected to grow. That alone just tells me that the mobile home space is the right room to be in, you know. But also we're creating land packages that allows the opportunity for home ownership for some people that maybe the bank just doesn't fit their box. You know, maybe they're entrepreneurs, maybe they do have documents, but they're not here in the US for long enough to have enough taxes, but they have excellent rent payments. You know, it will put home ownership in the hands of people that needs it. And more importantly, it depends on the market to talk about a number, but it allows you to do to actually put rentals in the market that are brand new. Everything is functional, it's clean, it's you can live there with dignity at the price point that you were trying to fight for a Section 8 somewhere else, you know. And it just creates the impact that we want. As I was sharing a little bit before when we were connecting, um, when a family or an individual moves into a home that it is safe, is clean, and makes them feel that they are living there with dignity, that their work is actually doing something, you increase their productivity for like 40%. The chances to succeed for their children that live in a home like that, they go to the roof after that. So these are things that it's not just creating a stream of income for us. It is actually moving the needle in where do we want this society to be, the world that we want to leave for our children, you know, when they actually are in, it's their time to take command, right? We want to put them all in the same we can do it mindset. And we feel like strongly that this is one of the ways we can do it.
Definitely. I think that's a really beautiful initiative that you're focusing on. That's going to, yeah, create a difference, which is so important. So, when it comes to growing your business, growing your network, creating new relationships, what are some things that have made the biggest difference for you?
I think it's a go-giver mentality. When I enter a room that I don't know anybody, or a new group of people that would maybe we have similar interest, I walk into that room thinking, how can I be of service? More than what do they have that I could use to grow my business. And it has allowed me to make the right kind of connections, healthy connections that um it has helped us expand in the right direction.
Yeah. Are there like specific networking groups or strategies that you are using?
So I'm usually a speaker in events that takes us to all the way from retail, because I usually volunteer to teach agents how to read and identify creative finance offers that are can be interesting and safe for their clients. And then I usually also talk to other investors about how to create wealth a little bit. My favorite group to be in, though, I have to admit, is the people who has identified real estate as a space they want to be in, but they haven't either made that jump or that jump is just not there yet for them. Like they may have dedicated their life to a different career, which is we need them, right? Um, but they have identified as a focal point of interest. So I love being able to interact with them to tell them how can they passively start investing in real estate and in a way also already start learning while they are still doing what they are doing. So that's usually my favorite crowd. Um, but in general, I try to go to any networking group to physically oriented. It's where I am interested on investing or into growing our market. Or I also try to go to different networking events, whether it's here or in North Carolina or in different states. I put myself purposely in those rooms so I can learn from them.
Amazing. Yeah, relationship building is so important in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So let me ask you this. Every business owner has those moments where things get more real, maybe deals go sideways, or you have to pivot fast. Would you mind sharing one of those moments that you've experienced and how you overcame it?
So I think every business owner has that situation. But I also feel like what it makes 100% of a difference in my world is that I love what I do. So I don't have Sunday sadness or like a sadness like, oh, it's Monday tomorrow. I don't want to go to work. Like that doesn't happen for me. So when a challenge comes my way and things are not moving as fast as I want them to happen or as I actually plan them to happen, I immediately start thinking about this is not a roadblock, it's a growth opportunity. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? And I obviously just took I took my regular path and it didn't work. So let me think about who else is here and maybe I'll create that conversation space. Funny enough, sometimes you just have to say it out loud, talking to somebody else that we're all mentors to our peers sometimes. I cannot tell you how many times I had the opportunity to interact with my peers or even people that I was mentoring, that they gave me answers that I needed. Um, so in that sense, if I have to give you a specific one, we had a flip in Cary, North Carolina. We were supposed to buy the house. It came from an agent. We bought it. We went in, and we were supposed to do a cosmetic renovation, super hot area, third fastest growing city in America, and that's the cream of it. So we were supposed to go in and out. They did the demo. Our partner was there because it's about 2 hours away from me. And the people who did the demo nicked a pipe. So when they went to pressure wash the property the next day, the house flooded from the upstairs bathroom. So what happened? Our renovation budget nearly tripled. To think about it, to have to fix all of that, change all of that. So um, I know that and this is a pivotal moment because that's when you go from newbie investor to seasoned investor, when you don't lose your mind that this is happening. First, because you already know where to get your funds to figure this out. Maybe they are yours or you have people backing you up. And second, because you know exactly how to handle that situation, right? So what happened? We just like changed our plan and did a full gut renovation after all, which is what honestly secretly what I wanted to do anyways, but it was just more time consuming. um and the moral of the story is that even the worst case scenario can turn into a triple digit flip. I wholeheartedly believe that we sold that house the way we sold it at a triple digit margin because we did the full gut reno. We would have been in a good position just doing the cosmetics, but again, growth opportunity. Don't drown on it, swim on it.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. That's such a good example. So before we wrap up here, someone wants to reach out, connect, learn more. Where can people find you?
Um, Find us in our website, quickandeasysell.com. And I'm also happy to go whenever this is posted and put my phone number there. Um, it we're just like one click away.
Perfect.
Happy
Well,
to
listen,
connect.
good.
Also, Maria at quickandeasySale.com. Sorry.
Yeah, of course. Perfect. I really appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. So thank you for being here.
Mm. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for the time. I'm looking forward to see what connections come out of this. I'm always excited to meet new people, to learn a little bit more what they are doing in their area. Um, if anything, it could just be a meaningful conversation and maybe we'll collaborate in the future. But I'm always excited to make new connections. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Yeah, of course. I love that. And for the listeners that are tuning in, if you got value from this, make sure that you've subscribed. We've got more conversations coming with operators just like Maria who are building real businesses. And we'll see you on our next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.